if I was hanging with Rick, he had this thing with me where he used to always like with me, man. I don't know what started it. I didn't realize it, but I guess it had an effect on me. I became, angry or whatever. Things like escalated to the point where, my man got too familiar, and I ended up having to whip his ass, man. Because he would step across the line.
Eddie Murphy's older brother, Charlie Murphy, died in 2017. At the time, it was confirmed that he had succumbed to leukemia. However, recent revelations are showing that there was much more to his demise. So, what exactly happened to Charlie Murphy? Charlie Murphy's upbringing in the Bushwick neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York, presented him with challenges from a tender age. Born into a modest household, his mother, Lillian, toiled as a phone operator, while his father, Charles Edward Murphy, brought laughter into the world as a police officer with a knack for humor. However, the fabric of young Charlie's life began to fray when his parents parted ways when he was just 5 years old. The fracture widened when his father became entangled with another woman, leaving Charlie to grapple with the complexities of adulthood at a mere 10 years old. Assuming the mantle of responsibility prematurely, Charlie found himself thrust into the role of the man of the house, a daunting task for any child. To compound matters, his mother fell ill with tuberculosis, requiring a prolonged hospital stay. During her absence, Charlie and his younger brother Eddie found themselves in the care of a certain Mrs. Jenkins, a woman whose demeanor belied her harsh treatment of Charlie. Far from nurturing, Mrs. Jenkins's conduct toward him bordered on cruelty, manifesting in physical abuse that left scars both seen and unseen. As Eddie lamented, Miss Jenkins, if I was walking down the street and I see Miss Jenkins' face, the sentiment spoke volumes about the adversity the Murphy brothers faced. Yet, amidst the turmoil, Charlie and Eddie forged an unbreakable bond, a beacon of solidarity in the tumult of their circumstances. Their resilience was tested, but they weathered the storm together, their fraternal alliance a source of solace and strength. Eventually, their mother's health improved, and she found love anew, remarrying and offering a semblance of stability to her sons. However, the wounds of Charlie's formative years ran deep, leaving an indelible mark on his psyche. Nevertheless, Charlie refused to be defined by his hardships. Drawing inspiration from his father's ability to elicit laughter, he discovered his own comedic prowess, a beacon of light amid the darkness that threatened to engulf him. Through sheer determination and an irrepressible spirit, Charlie carved a path forward, embracing humor as both a coping mechanism and a means of connection. Despite the tough times in his childhood, Eddie Murphy told Rolling Stone in 2011 that Charlie was definitely the tougher brother as they grew up. Charlie was in, and even now Charlie's like an extra, ultra macho. He has a black belt in karate. I got through a lot of school because the kids knew I was his brother. You don't mess with Eddie. His brother will unalive you.
You know what, to an extent, I'm still like that. I'm very protective of both of my younger brothers.
Charlie Murphy's life took many twists and turns before he found fame and success as a comedian. Growing up on Long Island, he was once part of a gang known as King Python, where he earned the nickname Lil Boss. But his association with the gang led him down a dangerous path, culminating in a stint in jail. In his memoir, The Making of a Stand-Up Guy, Murphy candidly recounts the impulsive decision that landed him behind bars for 10 months. However, it was during this time that he realized he needed to make a change. As soon as he was released, Murphy took a decisive step forward by enlisting in the U.S. Navy at just 18 years old. Reflecting on this important moment, he later remarked, "That's when I became a man." The military provided Murphy with the structure and discipline he lacked in his earlier years. In the military, the reason you take the right path is they eliminate other choices, he explained. It was precisely this guidance and direction that he needed to set him on the right track. After 6 years of service, Murphy returned to civilian life, seeking a new direction. He found himself working as a security guard for his younger brother, Eddie Murphy, who had risen to fame as a comedian. While he cherished the opportunity to support his brother, Murphy felt restless in his role. Being there to support someone else is cool if you're a troop, but I'm a general. I like being out in front, he shared. Driven by his desire to forge his own path, Murphy made a bold move by leaving his security job to pursue his passion for writing. It was during this period of transition that he penned his first film script, laying the groundwork for his future success in the entertainment industry. There's no question that Charlie Murphy had some serious writing chops. He started working on screenplays to serve as vehicles for his brother and helped write both Vampire in Brooklyn and Norbit. According to Charlie, the very first movie he ever wrote, entitled The Peddler, was purchased by Paramount in the 80s. It was intended to be a movie for Eddie, but was never produced. Charlie Murphy didn't plan to be an actor at first. He actually started out as a writer. He wrote stories and scripts to make some money, but it wasn't enough to support him forever. So he he decided to try acting. His first big role came in a movie called CB4 in 1993, where he played a club owner named Gusto. After that, he appeared in lots of TV shows and movies, more than 50 of them. But writing was Charlie's real talent. He was great at it. He wrote scripts for his brother Eddie's movies like Vampire in Brooklyn and Norbit. He even wrote a movie called The Peddler, which was supposed to be for Eddie too, but it never got made. Then, in 2003, Charlie got a big chance. He became a writer for a new TV show called Chappelle's Show. They asked for him specifically because they knew he was funny. Charlie came in and showed them what he could do. He created something called Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories, which everyone loved. It became one of the best parts of the whole show. After Chappelle's Show became really popular, Charlie's career took off. He got more opportunities to write and act in all sorts of things. Even though Charlie Murphy didn't plan to be an actor at first, he found success in both writing and acting. His talent and hard work paid off, and he became well known for making people laugh. But did you know Charlie Murphy was more than just a funny storyteller? Before he hit it big in Hollywood, he dipped his toes in the music scene, helping manage a hip-hop group called the K9 Posse. Oh, and he even wrote and produced some of their tracks. You can catch a glimpse of him in their music video for This Beat Is Military. Charlie Murphy wasn't just about music and comedy. He was also a talented voice actor. You might have heard his voice in movies like Norbit or in the popular video game Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And if you're a fan of animated shows, you might recognize his voice as the hilarious Ed Wunkler III from The Boondocks. Yep, he brought that character to life with his wit and improvisation, making us laugh till our sides hurt. It's not just about his career, though. Charlie Murphy's personal life had its ups and downs. He's survived by his famous brother Eddie Murphy, his half-brother Vernon Lynch Jr., and a bunch of other family members. Sadly, his wife, Tisha Taylor Murphy, passed away in 2009 after a tough battle with cervical cancer. They had 2 kids together, and Charlie also had another child from a previous relationship. Charlie sadly battled leukemia in secret. This illness, a type of cancer, didn't stop him from pursuing his passion for acting. Reports suggest that he kept his condition hidden from most people, including his colleagues on the show Power, only confiding in close friends and family. TMZ, a popular news outlet, revealed that Charlie had been undergoing chemotherapy, a tough treatment for leukemia. Even though he was fighting a tough battle, Charlie didn't give up on his work. He joined the cast of the TV series Power, showing his dedication to his craft. Power, a show aired on Starz, announced Charlie's role as Marshall Williams, a prison guard. Despite his health struggles, Charlie managed to film parts of the show. Charlie's death surprised many. Those who knew about his illness thought he was getting better. This news saddened fans and colleagues alike. Charlie's talent and resilience left a lasting impact on the entertainment industry. Though he may be gone, Charlie Murphy's stunt in Hollywood will forever remain unforgotten. You see, Murphy had no shortage of notable moments on Dave Chappelle's Comedy Central sketch series, but perhaps one of his most memorable creations was Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories, in which Murphy recounted his run-ins with celebrities in the 1980s. Murphy, who wrote the sketches and also appeared in them, told 2 Hollywood stories during Chappelle's show's 3 seasons on air, one about the time he met Rick James and another about Prince. In his first story, Murphy recounted how he got to know Rick James, whom he called a habitual line stepper. Chappelle played James in the reenactment, repeating the catchphrase, "I'm Rick James B."
We walk up to any chick, look at the whole side of their face, man.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
The story centers on what happened after James, then an acquaintance of Murphy's, punched him in the face at Studio 54. But there was another incident as well. Murphy explained that while the Studio 54 run-in blew over, then, here we go again. James's explanation for the rematch? This is a hell of a drug. This time, James showed up at Eddie Murphy's house wearing dirty cowboy boots and proceeded to flop onto his pristine couch, rubbing the grime from his boots all over the upholstery. And then there was the purple one, who Murphy said spirited him and his friends away from an LA nightclub to his place to listen to some music. After a while, though, Prince got bored and proposed a pickup basketball game. Murphy agreed, laughing and thinking it would be the easiest victory of his life. But Prince and his crew trounced him despite the fact they were still wearing their club attire. Prince did not appear in the video to confirm its veracity, but the singer did confirm the story, saying, "It ain't that I'm that great, he's just that bad." Now, some people assume that Charlie was just cracking jokes, but all this happened in real life. You see, Charlie Murphy and Rick James's relationship was marked by physical altercations and provocative incidents, like the Studio 54 punch and the Dirty Boots couch incident, which were humorously immortalized in his sketches. Following the jest, "I'm Rick James" by Charlie Murphy, Rick retaliated with a Unity ring-aided assault, leading to a sticky icky truce offer. In any case, some fans believe that Charlie Murphy's penchant for exposing A-list celebrities is one of the reasons why he had it rough in his career in Hollywood. According to word on the street, these famous elites are notoriously known for allegedly sacrificing anyone who tries to expose them. And a good example is Diddy. Jaguar Wright has accused Diddy of allegedly taking out anyone who dares to expose him. In a revealing 2022 video, Jaguar Wright uncovered significant details about the original 5 trailblazers of Uptown Records: Andre Harrell, Heavy D, Al B, Shure, Puffy, and Kim Porter, often hailed as the Mount Rushmore members. According to Jaguar Wright, Kim Porter, Andre Harrell, and Heavy D tragically succumbed to mysterious circumstances.
Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead.
Jaguar Wright also pointed out a brush with death experienced by Al B, Shure, indicating a pattern among the group.
The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
Furthermore, Wright disclosed that 3 out of the 4 deceased individuals were in the process of writing books before their untimely deaths. Al B. Shure, on the other hand, was actively involved in creating a documentary. However, Jaguar Wright hinted at suspicions surrounding the lone surviving member Diddy, formerly known as Puffy, insinuating a sense of skepticism regarding his involvement or knowledge surrounding the circumstances of their deaths. For context, Uptown Records was founded in 1986 by the visionary Andre Harrell, a former rapper who sought to redefine the landscape of R&B and hip-hop. Uptown quickly became a powerhouse in the industry, nurturing talent and shaping the sounds of a generation. The early years of Uptown Records were marked by a string of successes that solidified its reputation as a breeding ground for groundbreaking artists. From the infectious grooves of Heavy D and the Boys to the soulful stylings of Al B, Shure, and the groundbreaking sound of Guy, Uptown Records was at the forefront of the emerging new jack swing movement. Their artists dominated the charts, earning critical acclaim and commercial success in equal measure. Tragedy struck in 1990 with the untimely death of Trouble T. Roy, a member of Heavy D and the Boys, who fell victim to an accidental fall while on tour. The loss reverberated throughout the music community, underscoring the fragility of life and the bonds forged between artists and their fans. Despite the challenges, Uptown Records continued to thrive, welcoming a new generation of talent into its fold. Among them was a young intern named Sean Puffy Combs, whose ambition and vision would shape the future of the label and the industry at large. Combs worked tirelessly with acts like Jodeci, Father MC, and Mary J. Blige, blending hip-hop and R&B in groundbreaking ways that would define the sound of the 1990s. The early 1990s saw Uptown Records reach new heights of success, with Mary J. Blige emerging as a breakout star with her debut album, What's the 411? The album, produced by Combs, showcased Blige's raw talent and emotional depth, earning her the title of the Queen of Hip-Hop Soul. It was a testament to the collaborative spirit and innovative approach that defined Uptown Records under Harrell's leadership. However, tragedy struck once again with the deaths of 3 iconic figures associated with Uptown Records. In 2011, the world mourned the loss of Heavy D, the charismatic rapper and actor whose larger-than-life persona had captivated audiences for decades. His passing marked the end of an era and served as a reminder of the enduring impact of his music and influence. Then, in 2018, the sudden and unexpected death of Kim Porter sent shockwaves through the music community. As the mother of 3 children with Sean Diddy Combs, Porter had been a central figure in the Uptown Records family, known for her grace, kindness, and unwavering support of the artists and visionaries who passed through its doors. Finally, in 2020, the world said goodbye to Andre Harrell, the visionary founder of Uptown Records, whose passion and dedication had propelled the label to greatness. While the deaths of these iconic figures were heartbreaking, fans initially believed they passed away from natural causes. However, Jaguar Wright shed light on what really went down behind the scenes, especially concerning Kim Porter's demise. Apparently, before Kim's unfortunate demise, the mother of 4 was planning to release a tell-all book about her high-profile relationships in the music world, and this has certainly made fans believe it was a possible motive for Kim to be unlived. However, the brunette beauty's hairstylist, Lisa Pope, claimed that though her friend did dream of writing a book, it would have been about how to raise well-mannered children in Hollywood. "I can attest to the amazingly well-mannered children she raised," Lisa wrote a little over a week after Kim's Williams' passing. Our strongest bond was our role as parents. However, fans were not convinced by Lisa's claims, since it was evident that Kim had witnessed a lot of things while she was with Diddy. Another person who has also allegedly eliminated the competition is Steve Harvey. Yes, you heard that right. And these allegations were made by the legendary Cat Williams. For context, Cat Williams certainly shook the table with his appearance on Club Shay Shay on January 4th, but he saved most of his vitriol for Steve Harvey. The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had, he said in the interview. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal, and he wear a suit. And then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit, he continued. Then you ask him, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same end that hated on Bernie Mac with this same thing. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You have to have range. Following this, Williams also revealed why he turned down a role in the original Kings of Comedy. I know the truth. You think Emma let you ish on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Why? Because the whole time Bernie was here, you was acting like you was funnier than him. The reason you was supposed to go last was because it was your tour. Tell the truth. It was Steve's tour, Williams added.
And y'all thought y'all had one over on him. You thought he was black and ugly, and you were good looking, and he couldn't make it because you did. And that ain't the way comedy works. The king is the funniest.
Now, this is not the first time that Cat Williams has spoken about the late comedian Bernie Mac. In a previous interview with Vlad TV, Cat Williams delved deep into the enigmatic life of Bernie Mac, alleging that the Hollywood moguls who reaped massive profits from his success actually harbored a seething hatred for him.
I know that the people that made money off Bernie Mac didn't like him. They hated his guts. And that was our king. That was our real king.
Cat Williams spared no words in articulating the covert manipulation that could have played a role in concluding Bernie Mac's story on a tragic note. Furthermore, he shed light on how Hollywood elites manipulate the storyline to suit their own agendas.
Not how it ended up, because sometimes the victors rewrite history, but by the same token, God is there for us, and sometimes his best gift to us is getting us out.
For context, in the year 2000, a comedic spectacle graced the spotlight, inducing fits of laughter and etching its legacy into the annals of stand-up history. Directed by the visionary Spike Lee, the original Kings of Comedy featured the uproarious talents of Steve Harvey, D.L. Hewley, Cedric the Entertainer, and Bernie Mac, shot over 2 unforgettable nights in Charlotte, North Carolina. This comedic masterpiece not only delved into the intricacies of African-American culture, race relations, religion, and family, but also left an enduring mark on the comedy landscape. At the forefront of this laughter-infused odyssey was the charismatic Steve Harvey, famed for his role in The Steve Harvey Show. On stage, Harvey shed his sitcom persona, unleashing a torrent of humor generously seasoned with profanity. As the master of ceremonies, Harvey delivered 3 succinct sets, each a comedic roller coaster ride through his unique perspective. Harvey's closing set exemplified a masterclass in audience interaction, playfully appropriating a coat from an unsuspecting spectator while humorously questioning the unlikely profession of its thuggish-looking owner. Expanding on his upbringing within the church, Harvey entertainingly critiqued the inefficiency of black church building funds and regaled the audience with anecdotes of Sister Odell's comical hymn singing, punctuated with snippets from popular television theme songs. Following Harvey's uproarious sets was D.L. Hewley, star of The Hewleys, whose comedic finesse lay in astute observations on black American family dynamics, particularly those rooted in the South. Hewley skillfully navigated the disparities between black and white experiences, humorously asserting that activities like skydiving were off limits to black individuals, given the inherent risks they faced in daily life. The comedian introduced the audience to the comical game of Helicopter Man and shared a rib-tickling tale involving skid-marked undergarments hidden in his laundry. Cedric the Entertainer, Harvey's co-star on The Steve Harvey Show, positioned himself as the comedian most attuned to the younger demographic. His routine revolved around the dichotomy between the hope factor and the wish factor, humorously highlighting the contrasting outlooks of white and black individuals. As a grown man, Cedric humorously reflected on the transition from immature behavior to responsible adulthood, all while cheekily denying alleged joke theft from Cat Williams. Addressing topics ranging from the hypothetical anger of a black president facing a Monica Lewinsky question to the prospect of black people migrating to the moon, Cedric showcased his versatility. His love for Jamaican music and humorous take on problem-solving in their lyrics added an extra layer of entertainment. Bernie Mac, the most autobiographical of the quartet, turned his comedy inward, delivering punchy attacks on himself. His routines touched on his decreased S-drive, preference for quick encounters, and unapologetic approach to child rearing, where he asserted his willingness to F a kid up if necessary. Mac's extensive routine explored the challenges of raising his fictional sister's children, laying the groundwork for his future hit series, The Bernie Mac Show. A poignant story unfolded as Mac recounted his mentally challenged nephew's struggles with a stuttering bus driver. The set concluded with Mac's exploration of the versatility of the swear word, MF, transforming it from a noun to an adjective and even into a split infinitive. His impact on comedy was unmistakable, and his routines lingered in the minds of audiences long after the laughter subsided. The original Kings of Comedy was more than a film. It evolved into a cultural phenomenon that transcended racial boundaries, uniting audiences in laughter. The film's success paved the way for numerous spin-offs, attesting to the enduring influence of its four comedic maestros. However, beneath the surface of this showbiz success lurked some undisclosed dark secrets. For starters, hushed rumors, which have circulated for years, hint that Mac's career might not have reached its full potential due to alleged tensions amongst these comedians. Cedric, who was a part of the tour along with D.L. Hewley, Steve Harvey, and Bernie Mac, confirmed that the two comedians did not see eye to eye. Yeah, I mean, they were the kind of guys that they both alpha males, like they just saw it different, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they was able to get through it, he said while on Shannon Sharp's podcast club Shay Shay. Cedric added that because of the feud, it had prevented them from doing another tour. I think, of course, that was, definitely a contributing circumstance, but I also think that it had a lot to do with the promoter on the thing because he got a bigger head than all of us. The dude that put us all together started to really think was about him, so it started to be that, so it was a lot of those kinds of elements.
Is that one of the reasons why you didn't do? You did the first part, and then the second part.
I think, of course, that was, definitely a contributing circumstance.
In 2003, Mac had an interview with GQ magazine where he accused Harvey of being jealous of him and trying to sabotage him for certain movie roles. Harvey acknowledged his feelings about the GQ article and admitted his anger about it. "I was upset at first because it just wasn't true," said Harvey. "Me and Bernie had a lot of good times together, and then this article in GQ came out and put all this vicious stuff in there." Harvey also acknowledged that he spoke with Mac about the interview. B said he never said it. "I had to take him at his word for it." After Mac's passing, Harvey revealed that his widow, Rhonda McCullough, helped him get beyond the feud. Rhonda, of all people, knows the truth. "It was a cleansing moment for me because I was able to let go of a lot of stuff. No one knows what was actually behind the beef." However, Harvey's admission of having a cleansing moment might imply that something was there indeed. In any case, some people think Hollywood is like a jungle where only the meanest survive. And maybe, just maybe, that's why Charlie Murphy never quite made it as big in Hollywood as he should have. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.